What's up, nerds? I'm Batman. Okay, so so stupid. Anyways, sorry, I thought I was going to do something fun, but it turned out not to be so funny. Anyways, so I watched Batwoman. I watched it on Sunday night, but yesterday, Monday, I had a doctor's appointment, so I couldn't do a review on this episode. So I'm gonna do one now. So I watched this episode and we're gonna go through it. We're gonna break it down and everything because I have thoughts. So when this season started, they got Ruby Rose left the show. She obviously couldn't take it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think they're telling us 100% of the truth when when it comes to that situation. But I was like, you know what? She's got to do her and everything. But I do feel that they should have brought her back for the 2 episodes that they didn't do in the first season. They should have wrapped up the Kate Kane story a lot better than they did here. I really felt like they did not wrap up the Kate Kane story in a good way. The writing was awful. But I didn't like the first season. You can check out my review right here. I thought the first season was awful. I didn't. The writing was horrible, which really gets me because this character created by Greg Rucka, those Greg Rucka comic books are so good. They're so good. You should read them. They're fantastic. And I don't understand why you don't grab the creator of this character, bring him on board to write a little bit. I mean, even if it's just he could have wrote these last 2 episodes to help bring in this new character and really gave Kate Kane a good send off. But they didn't. And Javicia Leslie is playing Batwoman now. She's playing Ryan Wilder, a completely new character, which I'm fine with. I really feel like they should have recast Kate Kane, but they didn't. It's fine. It's fine. I didn't have a problem with them picking a black Batwoman or a black woman, which is so weird. But they picked Javicia Leslie. Now, I haven't seen her in anything, and if I have, I don't remember her, so she didn't stand out. But she didn't do the best in this episode, in my opinion. I really wish that they would have given her more to work with because this episode is just bad. It's bad writing all the way around. It's so bad. There's no explanation on certain things, which we'll get into. And it's just like I'm okay with the drama of it all, but like you gotta make it better than this. Okay, so let's dive into this. So it starts off in a van by the dock, by the river. I saw that joke a lot online. And Ryan Wilder is living in her van down by the river with her ficus. And so she's dreaming about how her and her mother, not her real mother, her adopted mother, they're moving into this crappy apartment or whatever. And the supervisor's all like, the rent's due on the first, yada, 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 all that stuff. She gets woken up by this big explosion and a piece of a plane falls in front of her van. She's like, I did not see that happen. I'm like, you did see it happen because it's right there. Anyways, so she looks up to the sky and there's a plane crashing. It's exploding or whatnot. And then Luke Fox is all like, Batgirl, come in, Batgirl. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. And Ryan Wilder, she's going through the wreckage because this happens to fall in front of her, which was fine. That's fine. And she's trying to help like this. It looked like a homeless man that was just happened to be sleeping by the river when this plane crashed. And she helps save him. And then the sister Mary, I think her name is Mary. It doesn't even matter. She's all trying to get a hold of Kate Kane, calling her Sally and everything. And Ryan Wilder's all like, I'm sad and everything with the wreckage, which I guess that's traumatic. I would be sad too. But then she sees the Batwoman suit. Instead of trying to help all the rest of the people, trying to look for other people to help, she sees the Batwoman suit. And Luke Fox is still like, I can't get a hold of Kate Kane. I don't know where she is. She was on a plane and the plane's falling and all that stuff. And they're freaking out a little bit. So she finds the Batwoman suit and she's all like, what is this? And everything. And then Daddy Kane shows up and he's like, where is my daughter? And everything. And they're all like, we didn't find a body and everything. And they're like, so, that's always good because then they could bring her back, for another season or whatnot, which I'm all for in case, Ruby Rose, they're all like, listen, Ruby, we need you to come back for an episode. Calm it down. It'll be like a day's worth of work because I guess she couldn't handle the work days. So Alice is at this wreckage and she's seeing all of it. She's magically there. It's so weird. Like she just teleported there and was all like, my sister, what? And everything. So she's upset or whatnot. Then we jump over to Wayne Enterprises where Mary and Luke, I'm going to call her Mary because I think that's her name. They're at the Bruce Wayne's office and Bruce Wayne shows up and it's fake Wayne. It's Tommy, what's his face? Who's got the face of Bruce Wayne. And I don't like the actor they picked for Bruce Wayne. He's not, I'm sorry. Like when I think Bruce Wayne, this guy would not be the person I think of. But anyway, so they show up and he's all explaining things. He's like, where is my suit and all that stuff. And Luke is all like, let's go into the Batcave. And of course, he doesn't know how to get into the Batcave. So he's like, oh, you've been the king of the castle for a while. Why don't you show me in? Which is like red flag, stupid. And so they go into the Batcave. And then we flip over to a flashback with Ryan Wilder. And she's talking to a parole officer, it looks like. And she's all like, I did time for drugs that weren't mine and everything. And my mother was killed and all this stuff. And she's all like, I was framed. I'm paraphrasing again because it's really like, this is the thing about this episode. It was super boring and not well written. Like I was waiting for something juicy to happen and it did not happen. Okay. And we'll get into a little bit more of that at the end once I'm done breaking this down into the review section of this, although I'm kind of reviewing at the same time. But this scene wasn't too bad. The scene in the office, it was okay. It wasn't too bad, but acting wise, I feel like I said, they didn't give Javicia Leslie enough to work with because she didn't come off. Then we go over to the Hawks or whatever they're called, their little building. And Sophie and Minnie Pennyworth, Miss Pennyworth, the whatever, they're chit-chatting because they're a couple now. And they're all like, oh, she's like, are you worried about Kate and all this stuff? And they have a little, cry fest or whatever. And I'm all like, it's so freaking annoying. Like, don't get me wrong. I get it. They're worried about their friend and everything, or in this case, her love interest. They're worried about her. But at the same time, I just go, let's hurry this along and get to something good. And then Daddy Kane, he's all like, oh, where is my daughter? And he's super bummed and everything. And he's like, Mary shows up and she's all, and he's on the phone. He's like, we're not going to give up as long as I'm the head of the Hawks or whatever they're called, the Falcons. It doesn't even matter. Anyways, so Mary shows up and she's all like, are you fighting KK? And he's like, no. And then we go back to the Batcave and Bruce is all like, going all fanboy on the Batcave, which I would too, but he was going all fanboy on the Batcave. He's like, oh, the sticky bomb gun. And I'm all like, oh gosh, shoot me in my face. So then he's all like, talking. He's like, why was, Kate was in National City trying to talk to Supergirl on how to destroy this. And he pulls up the kryptonite. And then Bruce is all like, why don't I hold on to this and everything? And he's like, where's the suit? And he's like, Kate Kane was wearing the suit. He doesn't say that. I think they end. He's like, where's the suit? And then they end it. And you go to this grungy bathroom where Ryan Wilder is putting on the Batwoman suit. And this bathroom is freaking gross. Whoever's using that bathroom, you're a dirty person because it was not even kind of clean. I think they dirtied it up even more on purpose because they're just that's the thing they want to do. So then it goes to flashbacks back to that when they went into the apartment, and you find out later on, but I'm just going to tell you right now while we're doing this. So they walk in and there's squatters there that are a part of the Alice's gang, and they beat them up and they kill her mom and the super, and they beat her up. And then, and she's putting on the Batwoman outfit and she's like, I'm feeling all powerful and everything. And we'll go back to that flashback in just a second. But so then there's these two gang members. One's wearing clown mask and everything, which he looks pretty cool. But she comes down, she's like, boo, and everything. And then she fights them a little bit because she's like trying to learn all the gadgets and everything. And it's so stupid. And so she's flying all over the place. She's like, yeah, I'm freaking bulletproof, bitch, and everything. And then she's like, ooh, and then she gets the night vision and everything. And then she turns on the signal or whatnot, and she beats them up. And the other one, she's all like, I don't know how this works, but you want to be the first to find out or some crap like that. And it's like, oh, geez, give me a break and everything. So then we hop over to Wayne Manor where Tommy is, using Wayne Manor very luxuriously and everything. and he's reading about the crows. That's what they were called, not the hawks. I kept calling them the hawks. The hawks are better than the crows. Anyway, so he's reading the paper and all this stuff, and Alice shows up, and she's all like, "Where's my kryptonite?" And he's like, "It's right here," and everything. And she's all like, "What are you doing?" Looking all crazy and everything. Although I do think the actress that plays Alice, she does an all right job and everything. She's not my favorite on the show, but she's definitely not the worst. She's more on the higher ends. Although they didn't write this character as good as it is in the comic books. I really felt like in the comic book she's much more sinister, but like in a I'll cut your face off or whatever. I'll cut your nose off in front of you if you don't say, well, of course it would be in front of you, but if you know, watch your tone, the way you talk to me, kind of thing. But this one, she's just all like I'm spooky scary, and you're all like, oh, get out of here and everything. And some model shows up and she's like, there's no steam in the shower, kills her, waste of a good woman. And Tommy's all like, why'd you do that for? You're going to go upstairs and kill her friend? There's one of those up there too. And she's like, well, I'm going to stick around while you do what mommy wants and everything. And then we hop over to Kate Kane's apartment, where Sophie and Lady Pennyworth are, you know, they're just chit-chatting and everything. It doesn't even matter. They're boring. And so then we go into the sewer where Mary and Luke Fox are using the signal to hunt down the Batwoman suit. And they find Ryan Wilder, and she's wearing the bat suit. And she looks okay in the bat suit. I just want to say right now, everybody's all like, the new bat suit, everybody's all like, she looks great. It's so different. It's the same freaking bat suit, except the gloves are red and the hair is different. Like, stop it. If you're one of those people, get the fuck out of here, because you don't know what you're talking about. It's the same bat suit. It's the same freaking bat suit, except red gloves. So then she's all like, she gives this monologue speech about how I'm the 370th, I'm a number, I'm 373rd child of a black woman that died in childbirth that year. I'm 6 months was the time I spent in jail. One is the number of the women that my mother who, you know, gave me a chance, or some bullshit like that. It was stupid. It was a big waste of time. It was nonsense. And it wasn't even written well, because the whole time I'm all like, it's like an equation here. And I'm all like, I don't care. So then they're all like, give us the suit. She's all like, no, I'm not going to give you the suit. I need to exact my revenge and everything. And so she flies off, not flies, but whatever. And then we go over to the Crow's hideout, and Bruce Wayne's there. And he's drinking a little bit because it's not really Bruce Wayne. And he's all like, have you found the Batwoman yet? And he's all like, no, we haven't found the Batwoman. He's like, you need to find the Batwoman. I'm, again, paraphrasing. And he passes Miss Minnie Pennyworth. And she's like, Bruce. And he's like, oh, Pennyworth. Oh, and everything. I'm saying Pennyworth because I don't know her first name. I don't care. She can go away. This is a useless character. So stupid. And then she's not feeling him as Bruce Wayne. So she's all like, oh, you know, have you contacted Alfred, you know, in his cabin in the woods in, you know, Cambridge or whatever the fuck she says, and everything doesn't even matter. And he's like, oh no, I'll make sure to do that. And she's like, he doesn't live in Cambridge and everything. I've caught him. So then we flip over to a back and forth between Mary and Javicia Leslie's Ryan Wilder, and Ryan is reading the newspaper about Kate Kane, and Mary is finding out some more about Ryan Wilder. This is how boring it is. I'm just talking about it. Makes me yawn. So she's all like reading about Kate Kane. She's like, rich white girl, until she finds out that she's a lesbian. Then she's all like, oh, she's badass. I'm like, get out of here. And she started a club for gay people and quit the army because they didn't like gay rights and all that stuff. And Mary's all like, oh, she was in and out of the system and all this stuff. And I'm all like, yeah, way to be progressive. Freaking the black girls, you know, got a rap sheet and everything. So then, you know, they're doing all this stuff. It's and like, of course, you know, Ryan Wilder is a lesbian, or she's bisexual. I'm not sure what they haven't said in this show. They said before. I don't remember. It doesn't even matter. I don't even care, because they did it just because. They didn't. There's no meaning behind it. They just did it because they were like, she needs to be a lesbian. So then it goes back to the flashback where you see Ryan Wilder's mother is murdered by this gang, and Alice shows up. So that's why she wants Alice. She wants to kill Alice and everything. And she's trying to save her and everything. She's like, come on, mama, and everything. And this was kind of sad. You know, I get it. You don't want your mom to die and everything. That's sad and everything. But then she's like, you know, she's talking to the plant. I don't understand that. I don't understand people that talk to plants, whatever. And then Mary's all like, you know, and then Luke is all like blaming himself and everything because, you know, and he's all crying. Bad acting right there. That guy did a bad job in that scene. I don't think he's the best actor anyways. But whatever, that can go all around for everybody on the show. So then Leslie's all like, Ryan Wilder's all like, all right, I'm going to put on the bat suit. And then Pennyworth's all like going to Mary and Luke. And she's all like, you know, Bruce is not Bruce. You know, I tested him and he failed. So Bruce is back in the bat cave. He gets the sticky gun. He's like, where is it? And he shoots the sticky gun at the wall, explodes, and we find the Batmobile, which was there the whole time. What? It's so stupid. Anyways, and the Batmobile does not look cool. Okay. I don't know. Warner Brothers, you couldn't have loaned them a Batmobile from one of the movies. I know you got that crap still around. So then they get over to that and Bruce Wayne. Sorry, I forgot to say this earlier. Tommy tells him that Alice is at his house at the Wayne Manor. So Daddy Kane shows up at the Wayne Manor and Alice is there and she's like, I know something you don't know and everything. And she gives him some hullabaloo about how, you know, you gave up on us crap and everything. And Kate Kane's dead and she was Batwoman. She tells him that he's Batwoman. He's like, no, it's not possible and everything. And she's all like, yeah, the last thing you said to her was that you hated her or some crap like that. I don't know. Like, oh, you didn't tell her I love you was the last words to Kate and everything because she was Batwoman the last time you saw her. Anyways, so she's like, if you don't believe me that Kate Kane's gone, go turn on the bat signal. See if she shows up. And so she takes his gun and she walks away. How many times are they going to let Alice go? She's a crazy person. So then Ryan is sleeping in her van at this abandoned carnival. I don't know. Anyways, so they contact her and they're like, Bruce Wayne's the Batmobile's coming for you. Go. And she's all like, I don't have hubcaps and everything. She outruns the Batmobile and dodges missiles. What is going on here? This is insane in the membrane and everything. So they do this back and forth where this van is like dodging the Batmobile. Weird. And then Luke Fox, he taps into the Batmobile that he didn't know was there and he stops it. And so Ryan Wilder, she's hiding with the van. She puts on the suit, and then Bruce Wayne and her get into a little tussle and he shoots her with a shotgun, aka the kryptonite bullet, and it's stuck in her shoulder and everything. And then they fight and she beats the face off of him, literally, like his face is gone. And the makeup on that was bad too. You could tell it was just painted over. It wasn't real. It was bad. So then Luke and Mary are back at Wayne Enterprises and they're all, you know, talking about, you know, you can see Mary's all like, maybe she says there needs to be a Batwoman. And you can see like you know, she's trying to convince Luke that it needs to be Ryan Wilder. Then Ryan Wilder shows up and she's like, here's the suit. I wanted revenge, but, you know, that's not what my mom would want kind of thing. I don't remember exactly what she said. And then she's all like, your bat suit sucks and everything. And because I got shot in the shoulder. And Mary's all like, let me look at it. And she's like, no, it's fine. You know, foreshadowing. And then we go back to the Hawks where Pennyworth brings, baby Pennyworth brings Sophie or Sophia. Doesn't even matter. Don't even care. These two characters suck. I don't even know why they're in this season anymore. You know, maybe Sophia is going to fall in love with this new Batwoman because she's not really in love with Kate Kane. She's just in love with Batwoman, the suit. So she brings her this letter and she's all like, tell me you don't love Kate Kane. Do you still love Kate Kane? And she's all like, pretty much, yes, I love Kate Kane, but she doesn't say it out loud. And she's all like, you know, this isn't going to work if you're going to be in love with another woman still. Anyway, so then Daddy Kane, he's up at the top building. He turns on the bat signal. Luke Fox is still reminiscing over the Batwoman and Kate Kane. Everybody's reminiscing over Kate Kane. So, Mary's crying in her bed, cry fest all around. The bat signal's up. Alice goes back to the sewer where she was, you know, living. Okay. And this paper airplane comes down and it says, consider us even. Safaha, whatever. I don't know. That was from the first season. I barely remember it. It's some woman who has a Illuminati type gang. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? And she's all mad about it. And then she's talking to Mouse, the dead body Mouse, and she's all like, you know, things to come and everything. And it's a good thing you're dead because you don't want to see this or some crap like that. Who cares? She looks up at the bat signal. Then we go back to Ryan Wilder, who's in a van down by the river, talking to her ficus. So weird. It's just so stupid. She's all talking to her mom. And, you know, she's like, you'd be proud of me, Mom, and everything. And maybe she would be proud of her. But at the same time, I go, stop talking to the plant. It's weird. And then she's all like, what the heck and everything. And she pulls back her shirt and she's got the bullet in there. And the bullet is got kryptonite streaming through it and everything. And she's like, what's that all about? And then fade to black. And so I have to say, okay, this episode sucked. They didn't do their due diligence as far as writing Kate Kane out. And like I said before, they should have had what's her face come back for 2 more episodes. I'm not sure if it was in her contract to do 2 more episodes, if she had to do a full season, but I would have just been like, listen, we need you to come back for 2 episodes. That's 2 days, 2 or 3 days, a week. I don't know. You need to come back and do these episodes. You don't have to do the action sequences. You can we'll have your stump double do the action sequences. That's what they're there for. But you need to come back and do these 2 episodes. And they should have written a decent ending for Kate Kane and a beginning for Ryan Wilder. And then they should have taken more time with Ryan Wilder explaining her story, because this was very rushed. This girl knows she's flipping, she's tucking and rolling and beating people up left and right. And we don't know anything about that. It's so stupid. This show, when it first dropped, I was looking forward to it because I like the Greg Rucka comic books. They're really good. I suggest reading them. If you haven't read them, go out and buy it now, right now. Go to your local comic book shop first. If they don't have it, then go to like Barnes and Noble and stuff or Amazon, but comic book shops first. And, you know, it's a little bit racist that the black girl in the show has all these, you know, stereotypical black people problems. And that, you know, that goes to show you that these writers are so tone deaf to what's going on in the world. And it's ridiculous. Acting wise, like I said, the writing sucks. So Javicia Leslie didn't have that much to work with. And what she did have to work with, I mean, she did all right, but it wasn't that great. We have to be honest about that. Alice, like I said, the actress does all right, but at the same time, I like the comic book Alice better. I feel like it's much more sinister than this one. Like this one just seems like, I don't know, just weird. The rest of the secondary characters can all go away, in all honesty. I wish they would have rebooted this season as just said like, hey, we had the last season. That's just, you know, that's just its own season, but we're going to start fresh. We're going to start anew. And then just went from there, but they didn't do that. And I really feel like they mucked this up, like hardcore. They mucked this up. And I really wish, do better. This is bad. This is just bad. So that is my breakdown and review of this episode. I'm probably not going to do the rest of it. I'll probably do a season 2 review, but I'm not going to do episodic reviews because I got stuff to do. I don't have time to deal with this nonsense every day. I'll probably watch it because I hate watch all these CW shows. But yeah, that's my story. Tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? Did you like Kate Kane, or did you miss Kate Kane? Did you like how they wrapped up her storyline? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.